Visit sailrite.com for all your project supplies, tools, and instructions. In this video, we're going to show you how to upholster panels that have difficult curves and corners using a 4-way stretch vinyl from Sailrite.
Eric Grant here with Sailrite. We're going to show you in this video how to get a seating vinyl to take curves like this with a backer board application. And you do need to use a 4-way stretch vinyl. If you do not, I don't want to get emails and calls about how do I get my regular vinyl to take curves like this. Just use a 4-way stretch like Eversoft or Sunbrella Horizon available from Sailrite. So let's get started and show you how to get your vinyl to take curves like this. This is foam. It's a 1/2 inch. We have a 1/4 inch as well. And this is the foam side, and this is the fabric side. The fabric on the back side is meant so you can sew through it, but it's also great for these kind of panels as well. So I'm going to apply the glue to the side that has the fabric for our board. So in about that size. What I like to do is actually just kind of fold the board back so I know where to spray the spray glue, because I want to stick this to the glue, or I want to stick this foam to the board. I'm using 3M General Trim adhesive, and we'll spray the foam, and we'll also spray the board. Now this is just to keep everything from moving. Good, now we'll let that tack up for a little bit. When you can touch the glue and it's tacky and it doesn't transfer to your fingers, it's ready for bonding. So we're just gonna put this in position anywhere as long as there's glue there, and that's done. Now to trim this, you could use scissors, but it really works well with electric kitchen knife. And then I can just keep this perpendicular. I'm almost out of cord. So make sure your vinyl's down, make sure the foam is down, put your board on top, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we have enough around the entire perimeter to leave about 1.5 inches of excess fabric. We're going to trace around the board with our pen. And then what we want to do is we want to take something like this Sailrite canvas patterning ruler and use it as a guide. And this puts a line about 1.5 inches, which is a little bit aggressive, but it's not bad. And we'll go to that. And we'll go straight up to this. We'll follow this. We have to keep this tool perpendicular to the edge to follow the shape. And then obviously at turns like that, we'll just join them together. Whoops. Yep. So this comes up and over to replicate that. And that comes over. Don't worry if we don't have quite enough here. Okay, and we will cut this out. We want to cut the outer line, not the inner. We're going to use S18, which is a contact cement, and I'm going to put it on the edge of the board all around the perimeter here, and this has to dry for about 10 to 20 minutes until it becomes tacky or it's totally dry. And we want to get it on the edges too. So I'm going to do this all the way on the board, all around the perimeter, about the 1.5 inches. And then here we want to coat the vinyl backside all around the perimeter, going all the way up to where our line is on the inside and out here. So this takes a little bit of time, but this is about the only way that you can put on these vinyl panels that have all this shape in them. because using staples just doesn't work well, because you have to sometimes peel it up and reposition it. And this gives you the opportunity to do that, this contact cement does. And it really does stick well. So we're going to treat this around the entire perimeter and the board, and we'll come back after it cures, about 10 to 20 minutes. One way you can speed up the contact cement curing a little bit is to use a heat gun. Just, you don't want to heat it up too much. So let's concentrate on the 90-degree turns, which is one right here, and this is an external turn. This one over here is a 90-degree turn that's internal, and they're treated differently. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the board, this is the side that has the board on it, and I'm going to draw 45 degrees out from that. I don't really care about this corner as much. I care more about this one. And then I want to put a little mark there about 1/4 inch from that corner. Then I'm going to cut right here, and I'm also going to cut straight over here. So we're going to cut this part fabric out. So from here, got a long working time with this glue. That's the beauty of this contact cement. And then here, so we're going to leave this little tab in place and get rid of these corners, like so. And then this will be folded in, and if it folds and closes up this corner completely, we can cut away more fabric because we want this to come down and touch the board. So we may make modifications to that later on. Now let's concentrate on this inside corner, 90 degrees. So we want to go 45 degrees to that. It doesn't matter where it lands out here. And we want to stop cutting, again, about 1/4 inch there. And all you do here is you cut a slit to that point. Okay. So now we're ready to put the board over top of our application. So we want to put it right on the edge that we drew. So now what we'll do is we'll start tacking it up to the edge. In other words, I'm pulling fairly taut here, getting it on the edge, but not putting it on the top surface yet. Just trying to pull the vinyl fairly snug. See, now I'm working around this corner. Now for here, this inside turn, I want to basically stop cutting about this far from it, which is a little bit, probably, what, 3/8 or so from the edge. A little bit more there. And then I'm going to make some relief slits in this, going no deeper than that. That's the reason for the mark, is just to make sure that I don't go too deep. Maybe another one here. Then we'll push this up into that. My contact cement could be a little bit drier because it would stick better. It's a little bit not cured enough. I kind of forgot about this one corner down here, so I need to do this. So we're going to come out 45 degrees to this. We're going to do this. We're going to make a little thing, and then we're going to come out like that. There we go. Forgot about that one. Okay, keep tucking it around the edges. So as you can see, the longer I let this cure, the better it actually sticks. It's actually sticking much better than it was originally. That looks pretty good. Okay, so let's start just with this one. Now this fabric puller is phenomenal. I just love this tool. So what I'm going to do here at this corner is we're going to see that one's going to close it up all the way. So I can actually stick it down a little bit, and then I can cut away some of this fabric so that I can stick that tab down. So we can cut this away like that. And then I can take this tool. I still have too much fabric there. I'm going to open that up. See, I can open things up a little bit with this contact cement. You can't do that with nailing. I'm just hugging that corner nice. And let's take this and let's pull this down. You can use that to press. That's a pretty good looking corner. And let's take this and pull that. Pull that. That's landing a little bit on top of my tab. Cut it away. Take the fabric puller, stick it down. Very nice. Okay, so now let's do this inside turn, which is sometimes what people think are so difficult. With this tool, you just pull, press, pull, press. You can use this tool to sometimes dig into it. So see how this one's really stuck down well? You can grab it, lift it up, pull it, press down. Now this one might need to be trimmed a little bit. No, I think it's good. We can get that to go down. I'll leave this little part in there and we'll cut that away a little bit later on. Take a look at that. That looks cool. Now let's concentrate on this corner. Oops, we didn't stick this one down. I think I can just pull this one, kind of pull it back like that. Now this is going to land on this piece over here. So what I'm going to do is, so you can't do this with a staple gun because you'd be pulling staples almost the entire time. But this is easy to do. So this is going to come over. We have too much fabric, you can see here. So we're going to cut this away, probably even more. That's too much there. Just don't want to cut to the point where it's going to be visibly seen. So when we pull this over, I'm just going to cut this out, this little nub, and this one too. That's good. We can cut this off. I don't need that whole long length of that. And then I'm going to use my tool here to pull to get things to look good. You can put a lot of pressure on with this tool and then pat it down. If you carry it to the back side, nobody's going to see that. We definitely have a wrinkle here, but we just want that wrinkle to go to the back side here. Let's get rid of some of this. Boom. Too much fabric over here. Not bad. We can actually probably pull this a little bit more. Okay, now let's smooth this out. Can do this probably without the tool because this is pretty much a straightaway. It's pretty easy. That's nice. This is a rounded outside corner. We want to distribute wrinkles. So I'm going to just take this tool and I'm going to grab the fabric in the middle and pull it and put it down. And then I'm going to grab the fabric about an inch away, pull it, put it down about another inch away. Like that, we'll put a wrinkle right here, pull it, put it down, press on the fabric. We're just distributing wrinkles is what we're doing here. Now let's see what that corner looks like. Very nice. Everything's on the back side. So let's press down on the beginning here to try to keep these wrinkles to the back side. So just using that tool, and that contact cement takes hold and bam, it grabs it. You can turn it around this way too. It's a little bit flatter on this side since you have the teeth over there. Nice. And then I'm going to press these with the grabbers down up against the board and pleat these together well so they stay stuck because there's contact cement on them. Now we can trim it. Okay.
Hammer.
We can do this, or we can hammer it as well. Oops, I didn't trim that one. That just keeps everything nice and locked down. You could trim it a little bit more if you want, but I'm not concerned about that. Now this is a tough one, the inside turn. So here we got to grab this material and we got to pull it into that corner. And this is the troublesome one. Let me see how I can do this. Let's hold it like that. So I'm going to try to get this up and into that corner. Like that. Now you may say, oh, he cut it too deep. Well, did I? Because it's having a hard time getting into that corner. If it were cut, if I had more fabric, it'd probably even be more difficult. So I don't know. If you critique this and say, oh, that's not good enough, practice a little bit. See what you come up with. Is that tight there? Yeah. Need to pull this. You can see a little wrinkle there. So I'm going to lift this up. Okay, this is a outside curve. So I'm going to distribute the wrinkles yet again. I'm going to do it by hand first, pulling it. Got to create wrinkles when you have a curve that's outside like this. That's looking better. Got a little divot there. I'm not sure I can do much about that, but we'll try to work on that. Let's get these pushed back with the flat side of this tool so that they're away from the edge. This one looks like it could use another little wrinkle in there. To get a second one. There we go. Push that back. Then we'll press these down just like we did before, and we'll cut these off and we'll show you what it looks like. Okay, I'm happy with this, the way it looks on the surface. That one's a little bit close to the edge. I don't want it too close to the edge. This tool comes in invaluable when you get down to this. There we go. Now we can trim this away. And if you wanted to trim closer, you definitely could. Okay, we trimmed off a little bit more, and if you do this, you can kind of, that one needs a little bit more trimming, but let's do this one that doesn't. See how that presses it down into it? If you trim them flat enough, let's trim this one flatter, and then I'll just show you, and then I'll stop. So that one's flat. Now watch this. Look at that, it almost becomes bonded together like your skin. It's pretty cool. We're gonna keep doing that, and then we'll show you what it's like when we're done. Okay, we are done. So we're happy with this. It's fairly flat. I don't know if you can see a side profile, but it should go up against any surface without any bumps. If you'd want to trim it up neatly, you can, but I don't think it's necessary. That's the back side. And this is the front side with a 1/2 inch sew foam and using a 4-way stretch, Eversoft. This is the most complicated part in my opinion. It's not complicated, it just unfortunately, it's very hard to get it better than that. Outside curves are easy, 90 degrees are fairly easy, and that is the process.
Coming up, a list of the materials and tools we use to get this project done. If you have any questions, be sure to give us a call or email. We're glad to help. I'm Seth Grant, and from all of us here at Sailrite, thanks for watching.